Could we be getting cars here in the Hunter Call of the Wild? With as crazy as it sounds, believe it or not, there's actually a lot pointing towards this. There's a lot of reasons that we would need cars or just a new form of transportation here in the game in general. Expansive Worlds has even recently teased, well, the only form of transportation in the game as of right now, which is the Outlander ATVs. And it's a typical EW video. We don't know what it is or why it's there, but we're going to try to take everything we can from it. So in this video, not only are we going to be talking about the possibilities of vehicles like cars being added to the Hunter Call of the Wild, which, believe it or not, is a very, very possible thing to happen and very likely thing to happen, but we're also going to be talking about just new forms of transportation in general, as the current ATVs are kind of getting a little bit old. So without further ado, guys, if you are excited for this video, let me know down below by smashing that like button and subscribing. As a 16-year-old content creator, my goal by the end of 2026 is 50,000 subscribers. And if you guys want to help us out in reaching that goal, any support is very, very much appreciated. Something as quick and simple as hitting the like button can do so much more than you could ever imagine. Wasting no more of you guys' time, let's go ahead and dive right into it. So the very first YouTube short that we're going to be having a look at here today is this one by EW from the other day. Now, before we go over this, there's something huge here that you guys cannot miss. Do not go anywhere, you guys. I'm going to cover absolutely everything. I want you guys to just look recently how random their posts have been. I mean, it's just standard EW. They post these videos that we have no idea what their purpose of existence is, but they're kind of cool. I mean, is this a hint towards something changing with the phones in the future? I don't know. That's what EW likes to do, is put out little videos and hints and whatnot, and I love how they do that. It's amazing. See, there's something for the new mule deer furs there. That was already known at the time, but just especially this one. Look at this one here. Just completely random. This one sparks so much conversation. All random stuff. But the focus of this video is this thing here. What is this? What is this, dude? They posted a YouTube short called Car, but it's an ATV. Now, most people just kind of looked at this as if it's an edit, because in the title it does say it's an edit, and clearly this is an edit. It's an edit of the ATV, kind of showcasing it. But why in the world would they put the ATV for the edit in the exact same place that I started this YouTube video in, which is in the parking lot in Revontuli? I mean, if I were going to make an edit out of the one form of transportation in my video game that's a hunting game that you can drive ATVs in, I would have went near lake. I would have went on an off-road trail. I mean, I would have been in the middle of a field, for God's sake. But no, they chose the parking lot in Revontuli Coast. Arguably the least interesting place in Revontuli Coast. The only reason I'm ever here is to either change the time or get a new gun. I have almost no interest in being in a parking lot, and I would agree that most people probably don't, right? I mean, let's go hunting in a parking lot. What are we gonna shoot, pigeons? So there is something going on here. Mind you, they put a vehicle, a car, a automobile in the background, in frame, perfectly lined up with this ATV. And the title of the YouTube short is Car, but it's an ATV. If this isn't a hint towards cars are going to be drivable in the future, I don't know what is. Like, why would they do this? And then here we go. We got a bunch of 6 shots, and then there's another one in the parking lot with the car in the background. They keep showcasing it here. I mean, if I were going to get some cinematics, why not do it near a lake? Why not do it with a rendered in great one whitetail in the background? I mean, instead they choose a car. Got some more 6 shots here, and just like that, it restarts. What does that tell us? What does that tell us? Especially the title, Car, but it's an ATV. They're saying that there is a car in the game, but the only thing that's movable right now is an ATV. The only thing that's drivable right now is an ATV. The way I took this title is cars are going to be the same as ATVs soon. Cars are going to be drivable soon. That's what I took out of it. So this entire YouTube short here is what inspired me to make this video. It's just so obvious. Look what they're doing here, man. They could have chose any map. I mean, there's certain other maps that have these parking lots, but there's no car models in them. I would argue that the scenery's not very good in the parking lot of Revontuli. There's bushes and cars. It's a very civilized area. They are doing this on purpose. Now, with as crazy as it seems, adding fully drivable automobiles, cars to the Hunter Call of the Wild is actually a lot easier of a thing than you might imagine. And the reason for that is because of the engine that this game runs on. This game runs on the Avalanche open world engine, which is an engine that's very, very commonly used in some games that are actually all about cars, meaning that cars function extremely well on the engine that the Hunter Call of the Wild runs on. Several other games that run on this very engine are either built completely around vehicles or have vehicles in the game. In fact, some of the models that you'll see in the maps here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, some of the car model assets are from other games like Just Cause, or Helldivers, I believe. So what I did is I asked ChatGPT what games on the Avalanche open world engine have drivable vehicles on them, and it gave me this. Just Cause has cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, and planes. You can literally hijack vehicles anywhere. Can you imagine Grand Theft Auto and Call of the Wild? Okay, I'm getting too carried away. The engine was built around open world, just like Call of the Wild open world, traversal, yeah, I can't pronounce that, like driving and flying. It was quite literally built around traveling, like driving and flying. We could get helicopters in the game and go hog hunting, like KG did. Shout out KG. Just Cause 2, tons of drivable cars, crazy stunt driving, so insane physics. Has sandbox physics. So it's basically BeamNG and Call of the Wild. Let's freaking go, bro. Just Cause 3, same deal. Just Cause 4, same deal. This one even has weather physics with tornadoes and storms. Mad Max, this entire game is all about cars. The core gameplay is driving, upgrading, and fighting with your vehicle. And it runs on the Avalanche engine, which is the exact same engine that Call of the Wild was built on. We have a video game that is designed for driving cars that runs on the same game that the Hunter Call of the Wild does, and yet we don't have cars in the Hunter Call of the Wild. All we got is an ATV that barely goes 20 miles an hour. Rage 2, cars plus combat with vehicles in an open world. Again, it's a newer version of the Apex engine, but it is still on the Apex engine. Rage 2 is a newer game in general, so kind of to be expected it's going to be on a newer version of the engine. There's only 2 games, well 3 games including the Hunter Classic, that do not have drivable vehicles in them. The Hunter Classic and the Hunter Call of the Wild. Mostly walking and hunting, vehicles are minimal or not core, exactly. But a new form of transportation would be freaking sick, and we need it so bad because the ATVs are too slow. And whatever Renegade Ops is, I've never heard of that game. Technically vehicles, but it's top-down arcade style. Interesting. I didn't even know they had a top-down game. I'm a top-down game developer. Let's freaking go. Now I gotta buy that. The Avalanche engine is basically built for open-world sandbox games, so most of them have drivable vehicles, but only some of them make driving the main gameplay. And obviously, with any hunting game, driving is not going to be the main form of gameplay. It's just a form of gameplay that will make unlocking the maps a lot easier if we can go 75 miles an hour across the dang map. Now, realistically, I don't think that we're gonna get a freaking Pagani here in the Hunter Call of the Wild, although I would love that, and you know your boy would have the thing in flames within 30 minutes. But I think something like, I don't know, a rip-off Ford Bronco, since they can't put the actual Ford, names in here, or a Ford Ranger, or a Toyota Tacoma, or something like that, something similar to, let's use Way the Hunter as an example. Look at the truck in that game. Kind of slow, but something similar to that in Call of the Wild with a lot more speed than the ATV would make map unlocking so much easier. It would just make traveling from point A to point B, if you don't have an outpost nearby, you need to put a tent down or something, a lot easier. Not to mention, I highly doubt they would do it because EW is, not known for copying other games in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. In fact, EW is always going to be right on top with Call of the Wild. We still have the lead. Call of the Wild's always going to be the best hunting game, man. It's just how it is. But something like Way the Hunter, to where we could have just, our entire storage locker mobile around the map in the back of a vehicle would be freaking sick. That would be awesome, man. To be able to just, change my gun 3 miles out into a casual hunt, that would be so amazing. So freaking amazing, dude. If my inventory's full and I want to grab a tent instead of carrying a tripod on me and just be able to flip-flop them, what the heck is swip-swap? I don't even know what I'm talking about, bro. Out in the middle of the field, that would be so game-changing for me. So much easier than having to go all the way back to the outpost and run all the way back. Not to mention the amount of fun we could have if they added like a Ford Ranger Raptor or something. Doesn't have to actually say Ford on it. They don't have any name brand guns in the game, but it's quite obvious. The Ranger 243, what is that? That would be insane, especially for Rancho. Or just a map that has a lot of wide open fields we could just go 90 across the field in, dude. That'd make multiplayer so much more fun. So yeah, cars, the Hunter Call of the Wild, two things that would, go together extremely easy, considering the fact that games from the same era of release, very, very close together versions of the Avalanche engine do have drivable vehicles on them. It would be a very easy thing for them to do. Yes, it would take some work. Any type of major update like that, adding a whole new mechanic to the game, is going to take some work, but, that's not the first time they've added something crazy like that to the game. And the next thing we're going to talk about today is, what if they added something crazier? What if they added horses? Now, I know horses are like extremely, extremely sought after in the community because people want something they can drive around and hunt with. Because right now, a vehicle like a car and the ATV is way too loud and it spooks all the animals nearby, so you can't hunt with it. Now, I'm not a huge fan of adding horses to the game. I personally think it would be a waste of development, but there is a lot of people in the game that do want that. And if it's going to attract more players to the game, I'm all for it. Because more players is what this game needs most to stay alive. I personally think it would just defeat the purpose of running and gunning. I think that's a huge, super satisfying part of this game is running and gunning. It's almost like a first-person shooter sometimes, I swear that's what it feels like. And honestly, it seems like a horse would just be kind of awkward, walking through the woods and whatnot. It would be kind of difficult to shoot off of, at least that's how I could imagine it to feel. I don't know. I've never driven a horse in the Hunter Call of the Wild before because they don't exist. But I would be more than willing to try it. If there were to be horses in the game, I think they would be very nice for these trails. Just kind of slowly walking along, maybe a little bit faster than the sprinting speed of the player, but still making less noise or something. Or maybe even at the walking speed of the player, but you're just higher up and you can see better. I don't know. Like I said, I really just don't see the point for it. I honestly think running and gunning is going to be your best bet, but I can see how that would be fun. I can definitely see how that would be fun on the trails. Especially on like a nice open map walking through the top of the mountains in New England mountains or something. That would be awesome, bro. Just barely missed that lung there, geez. But that is going to conclude today's video. Let me know down below, what is your most desired, what form of transportation do you want most here in the Hunter Call of the Wild? I personally would like to see some type of mid-sized pickup, Ford Ranger, Tacoma, I mean, you name it. Even a Bronco could be perfectly fine. Obviously, we can't have name brands, but they can literally take the vehicle model and erase the logo from it, and it'll be perfectly legal. Farming Simulator does it all the time. Unless maybe Call of the Wild bought rights to Ford, but I don't know. That might be a couple $1 million. I have no idea how that works. But yeah, that ATV shorts definitely got me thinking. Also, let me know down below what you guys think of that. I'm literally giving you guys a whole essay to write right now. Keepers. Hey guys, I really do appreciate every single one of you watching to this point in the video. If you did enjoy it, again, my goal by the end of 2026 is 50,000 subscribers. If you guys wouldn't mind simply hitting that subscribe button, literally takes 5 seconds, it's 100% free, it can help me out so much, dude. More than you could ever know. Thank you guys all so much once again, you guys are the freaking goats. Join the Discord, follow the Instagram, both linked down below in the description. Without further ado guys, as always, my name is Squid, you're watching Squidster Gaming, and we'll catch you guys in the next banger. Peace out, my gamers.